why it's not good for you.
Oh, tell us.
First of all, you could actually be, in a way, malnutritioned because you're missing out on a lot of essential vitamins and other nutrients that you just can't get from only animal products. Vitamin C, for example.
So
False. That's in muscle meat. That's in liver. That's in spleen. That's in heart. That's in thyroid. Heart is actually pretty potent. It's a muscle as well. You can eat a lot of that. Beautiful. And what do we need vitamin C for? Hydrolyzing proteins. What do we have in collagen synthesis? What do we have in a carnivore diet? Hydroxylysine, hydroxyproline in the diet. That's beautiful. We don't need vitamin C to hydrolyze it. What do we also have in the diet? Collagen, collagenous cuts of tissue, glycine. That's beautiful. Also, again, the GLUT4 transporter is wide open on carnivore, so there's a competition typically between glucose and absorbic acid for uptake into the cells. When you don't have glucose in the diet, the GLUT4 transporter is wide open. That's beautiful. Also, again, taurine and osmolalite, you're going to have a lot of that on carnivore to help regulate vitamin C. And glutathione is going to raise, which recycles vitamin C. And then, of course, all the mechanisms aside, we have the case studies of people being on especially raw carnivore for decades, not developing scurvy. And if we want to look historically, we actually have Napoleon, who recorded this himself. He would feed his soldiers who had scurvy, he would feed them fresh horse meat to cure their scurvy. Not oranges, horse meat, and it worked. Mostly because, in my opinion, because of the hydrolyzed proteins and the collagen. And there was some vitamin C in fresh horse meat as well. This doctor's absolutely clueless.
you could develop scurvy.
False.
A lot of these do take a long time to develop.
6 weeks, not that long.
So early on, you're not going to have signs of most of these micronutrient or phytochemical deficiencies.
Meat, actually, especially grass-fed, is full of phytochemicals from the grass it eats. Another fail.
Right, so you're missing out on a host of essential vitamins. And
it's best to name those when making a claim. You named vitamin C. We've been over that. That's completely false. Every analysis shows you fell flat on your head. Next. What's next?
Nutrients that you're not going to get just from
you said a lot. Now name them.
The animal product.
Yeah, name them.
So that's one. The second one is if you have existing kidney.
Oh, that's all. Moving on. We just named vitamin C, which is a major fail. And after that, we're just going to move on.
The second one is if you have existing kidney disease, that protein load can be very dangerous for you.
That protein level, you could do a very high protein or a very low protein carnivore diet. You could be eating 80% raw butter and then more collagenous cuts of protein with like less leucine, less anabolic amino acids for more of a longevity approach. There's many ways to do it. So when you say that protein level, you just sound foolish.
Obviously, most people do not have kidney disease, but if you have borderline kidney function.
Also, by the way, the whole protein on kidney thing is a complete fucking joke. I can make a video on that.
Or kidney damage, this amount of protein definitely is a problem.
This amount, you're implying there's some set amount on carnivore. You could eat a 0 protein diet and just eat raw butter. How would that hurt your kidneys? Well, that would hurt you in many other ways, but it's just foolish.
Okay, and another thing is if you're like me and your body has a problem with cholesterol.
Okay.
And
how would you know that?
Make too much cholesterol, or your cholesterol
too much on the basis of what?
Levels are a little bit high.
High on the basis of what?
Yeah. Or you have a family history of high cholesterol.
High on the basis of what?
A heavy animal.
Those are value judgment statements. They're fallacies. Your only reference range is of Western population, firstly. So even in 3 standard deviations above a Western population, how is that high? That could even be that could be what you should have.
Based diet will increase your cholesterol level.
This is false. Actually, again, dietary cholesterol, completely irrelevant to serum cholesterol, so it seems. And even with saturated fat, it's pretty unrelated. Some people we do see that the LDL cholesterol, again, how much cholesterol is being carried by low density lipoproteins, we do see that increase on a high saturated animal fat diet, which that's determined by your genetics. And there's no evidence that would be a bad thing. So, okay.
Right, because of the often obligatory amounts of saturated fats. And there is controversy.
Yeah, the fats that are the lowest in deuterium, the most stable to oxidize, and have vitamin A, D, E, K2, and then also other animals have DHA and EPA, even beef does as well. Yeah, those things with essential nutrients. Yeah.
As to how much saturated fat is going to increase your levels of LDL or the bad cholesterol, and it's linked.
The bad cholesterol, there's only one type of cholesterol. How stupid are you? And there's no evidence that having high LDL, especially on a carnivore diet, is bad. Again, there's a ketogenic trial, not perfect science, but it seems over 5 years of tracking people with high LDL, 270 on average, high LDL, On over 5 years, they tracked their plaque progression. They actually had the same result as the low LDL cohort. Not perfect science, but actually it seems on a ketogenic diet, having high LDL is not driving plaque progression. That's interesting.
To heart disease, we have videos about this, but generally speaking, this has been shown to increase your risk of cardiovascular.
False.
Vascular.
It's you've based on people self-reporting what they eat, and then the inconsistent estimates of measuring their LDL had then shown a slight relative incidence increase of atherosclerosis. You can't report on any individual's risk. False.
Disease.
Yeah. And the problem is that,
Fail. Just major fail.
I mean, that is well shown. The increased cholesterol, increased LDL, that will increase your risk of heart disease.
False. Not your risk. You may see, even if you saw a higher incidence in the Western population, you couldn't report on any individual. False.
Yes.
Where the controversy comes in is if you take medicines to reduce that, are you going to live longer? And I'm fine. I can accept those controversies.
I mean, the statins have anti-inflammatory effects, which is kind of actually addressing the root issue of systemic inflammation. So,
But it's irrefutable that these high levels
Yes.
are linked to heart disease.
they're associated, yes, genius. And they're associated of people eating a mixed macronutrient, highly inflammatory, destitute of nutrition diet. Again, look at the ketogenic people. The best research indicates high LDL is not driving plaque progression. The only predictor of future plaque progression was actually past plaque progression, not LDL. Idiot.
Of solid research, regardless of how you feel about Big Pharma. Okay.
It's not solid research. It's far from science. It's self-reported theology. It's not science. It doesn't meet the scientific method. Even on your own little hierarchy of evidence, it's very low. Idiots.
Another issue with the carnivore diet is an issue with constipation. Unfortunately, if you're a
Oh, is that why in the best controlled trial on fiber, everyone with idiopathic constipation? I mean, I'll show the chart on screen. It's the most clinically significant thing I've ever seen. It's not perfect, but look at it. Everyone who had issues, bloody stool, constipation, they remove all the fiber from the diet. Every person who removed all the fiber fixed all the issues. All. Now that's pretty significant in my opinion. So is that why literally everyone suffering from the issue, you're saying when they remove all the fiber, all the plant matter, they then cure it? Everyone who did it? And I understand it's a small sample size of, I think, roughly 63 people. But still, use your brain.
diet that has essentially zero fiber, constipation
That's
is going to
good.
become a very
Fiber is an anti-nutrient. It blocks enzymatic nutrient absorption by 30%. It's not indicated in the human diet. That's good. It has none of that.
big problem. And that amount of, they believe the combination of protein, lack of fiber, increases your risk.
That amount of protein, again, you're assuming there's some set amount of protein everyone on carnivore is getting. You could have an extremely high fat diet and actually have a loose stool because you're having too much fat. Because that's actually what's driving the lubrication and actually driving your defecation is the fat.
Of colon cancer, quite specifically.
Wait, let's listen to that again.
They believe the combination of protein, lack of fiber, increases your risk of colon cancer.
They believe it increases your risk. Yeah, man. These doctors don't seem to be good at interpreting literature at all. Like, at all.
Quite specifically.
All right.
There's
so
more.
there's, oh, really?
Oh yeah, there's definitely more. So the other thing is anti-aging properties. So a lot of people who believe in the carnivore diet will say that there are chemicals in plants that actually are bad for you, that
They may be saying it, and it's absolutely true. It's beyond doubt.
that plants have devised a way to have these chemicals to make them less appealing to animals.
It's not a theory. Anyone with, who's taken even one botany class knows this is fact. All plants have defense chemicals. That is how nature works. Because they cannot run away. They must defend themselves chemically. It's actually pretty common sense as well.
Just don't need poison ivy.
Right, so having said
That's one example. That's why when you go in the woods, you can't eat most things.
that though, these are the exact same compounds that have been shown to reverse aging or reduce aging, like resveratrol, things like in grapes and other plants. So
How's that been shown?
that whole rationale
People who eat more grapes have longer lifespan. I'm assuming that's your...
of don't eat plants because we're not supposed to, or not designed to eat plants,
We're not. Look at our stomach acid and our exogenous nutrient requirements. Yeah, we need a lot of B12. Where are you going to get that in plants?
totally breaks down on a scientific level. The last thing that
Does
I
it?
would say about
Oh, that was a good argument. Okay.
the carnivore diet is, if you go to the National Library of Congress database, where all randomized controlled trials and published medical literature exists, there are 0 studies on the carnivore diet. There are lots of
Lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. And that's why we have hard sciences like anthropology, where we can see, oh, hey, it looks like for 4.5 million years, based on enamel isotopes, amino acid isotopes, collagen isotopes, humans were eating 80% or more meat. And it seems, once you interpret it with your reasoning, it seems anything but meat was more of a starvation food, a survival food, like digging up fibrous tubers. When you observe tribes, they'll even say meat is life. I saw a good clip about this. It was the Hadza, I believe. Someone said, what's the meaning of life? Like a Western interviewer. The Hadza guy said, meat. Meat is the meaning of life. That's meaning of life to them, to these tribes. You're celebrated when you bring back a kill from a hunt. You're not celebrated when you dig up a fucking potato. Okay? That has been there is a reason there are sites of 9 mammoth skeletons with fucking spears in them. Why is that? Because they were being hunted and the isotopes prove that's what we were eating. Okay? That's a hard science. 80% or more meat. Fact. More carnivorous than hyenas and wolves. Fact.
studies about carnivore diet in dogs,
Right.
in cats, in other obligate carnivores, but we are not.
Yes, we are just like them, actually. Actually, according to your own definition, dogs are also omnivores, by the way. Try to feed your dog a fucking potato versus raw meat. See what it eats.
Not them. There are no studies. And so a couple things. In general, diet research, food-based research.
Cats are more reliant on raw meat than us, though, by the way, because they don't synthesize their own taurine, which is very heat sensitive, which may explain partly Pottinger's cats. Raw meat is more important for a cat than a human. I still think raw meat's better for a human as well, for a few other reasons, but...
Research, supplement research, is not very well done because it's complicated, it's expensive, and it's easier just to release something and say something and start propagating. But there's no data, so...
Okay. Well, we have a hard science, and it's a lot more convincing than any RCT you could show me.
If you are a carnivore lover and you really love the carnivore, please organize a randomized controlled trial and please show us
That still wouldn't be science. It would still have too many confounders that we can't account for.
somehow that A, it's going to help in the short term, but B, more importantly, the long term. This is my big fear for these people. If you do it for a month and you lose 20 pounds and you feel better, great. But 20 years from now, your risk of heart disease and cancer and other medical problems are going to be very significant.
Oh, really? So you have, firstly, you're implying that you would have data. You just said you don't have any science on this. So how would you report on a carnivore's, even the incidence in a carnivore, if you've never long-term studied them? Are you awake? Is there any lights? Is anyone home? You just said there's no long-term evidence. Then you said that the long-term risk exists. How would you report on even the incidence of long-term carnivores if there's no fucking science or research on it? Idiot.
So we're not going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat. We're just...
Yeah, I hope you're not. You have a fucking turkey neck. You guys look shit. You look sick. No one would take any advice from you.
reviewing some of the literature about the carnivore.
You guys look worn out in this fucking depressing room. You guys look like shit. No one would take advice from you.
Diet and some of the implications of it. If you're thinking of going down that road, you really should know this stuff that we just talked about.
Wow. I'm glad you guys educated me. Now I'm going to go eat a bowl of spinach, actually, for those beneficial oxalates, you know.
Make sure you bring
Fucking
some
idiots.
Metamucil if you are going down that road. And then the last thing I would say is be careful of people that promote this diet because throughout YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all these platforms, a lot of people are selling you stuff. So beware.
That's true, but you don't need to buy anything from me to eat meat. See, I'm not selling you fucking meat. Go eat meat. Go support a butcher. I have no ties, bro. I'll tell you how to eat completely free. You should eat one meal of fatty meat from a ruminant animal once per day. Drink water. Transition to the diet. Ideally raw, if you can get a good source, in my opinion. That's what I would do. There you are.
Someone
You don't have to buy anything from me or anyone. You don't need to buy to do a diet. Now, there are more nuances. I have more biohacks in my community, in my school. I do. But you don't need to buy that to eat the natural diet. I do have more biohacks and like supplement combinations and things to actually maximize growth that aren't completely natural. That's an option if you want. But yeah, you don't have to buy anything for anyone.
that's selling you a book or that's selling you a supplement. And if you have
Don't fall for the supplements, though. That's for damn sure. from influencers. Paul Saladino.
To take a ton of supplements to deal with your crazy diet, maybe it's not a good diet.
Yeah, you don't need any supplements on this side. That's the beauty of it.
Not a crazy. I'm not a big fan of diets in general,
Right.
but
Yeah, me too. You should just eat naturally.
I think you should have a good diet.
Yes.
In general, but yeah, I mean, really educate yourself well before you embark on this type of.
Oh, yeah, so you guys are very educated on nutrition, evidently. Yeah, I can see, you know. People who eat just meat, they don't have this turkey neck, jaw in the neck thing. Yeah,
Lifestyle eating.
by the way,
And we're not sponsored by anybody, so what people eat doesn't
surely.
really matter.
I thought you were sponsored by kale.
No, I'm a self-promoter of kale. I'm not
Kale.
sponsored per se.
Why? It's a toxic piece of shit, destitute of many essential nutrients. You should understand this. A, D, K2, D3, I already mentioned D. EPA, DHA, taurine, creatine, carnitine, carnosine. It's deficient, has no protein, no animal fats, has just nothing. It's just water and anti-nutrients. Bit of K1. Oh, it must be converted. It's just a piece of shit. I mean, come on.
Say,
The bully of all green leafy vegetables.
doesn't have
Those are shit.
to be a bully. Science
Never indicated in our diet.
just shows that it's good for you.
I read that how we learned that we could eat kale was someone was walking through a kale field, cut themselves on the kale, and bit it out of anger and said, hey, we can actually eat this.
Yeah, no, that's
Wow, that sounds like a really fucking... sounds like a good idea to eat that food, yeah.
not true at all. But the chicken wing,
Could be true.
The chicken wing. We
I wouldn't eat much chicken if I were you.
are trying to get sponsored by the chicken wing.
no, we are not. You maybe are.
Honey garlic,
Wow, this is a really funny little bit you guys have going.
barbecue, dry rub.
There you go. We're not sponsored by anybody. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel. Even
It doesn't let me dislike it. There we are. Extreme diets. Ah, yes, you know, the extreme diet of just eating what we're adapted to eating with every essential nutrient we need and the least amount of the things we don't need. So extreme, bro. Yep. Just a couple of imbeciles. And now is where I actually will, you know, I have 1,000 members in my school. I don't even really feel the need to promote it. I'm actually really happy with the community. But if you do want all of my protocols to improve your health and looks, you can check out my community down below. You may be interested. It's gotten people some good results. Thank you guys for watching. These guys did not have many good arguments, did they? And peace.